Hi, you guys. Yeah, I wanted to come on and it is late, so hopefully I can get through this and finish. I wanted to talk about this when I watched the interview with T.I. when he posted the interview that he claimed he was never going to air. Um, and this whole conversation about women making songs that I think were viewed as women songs of empowerment, right? I mean, some of them may cross lines, but for the most part, most songs, um, even a song like "He Wasn't Man Enough for Me," right? It's really about an experience with a certain type of guy, right? And I feel like a lot of women can relate to that story in the song. And another thing that I was bringing up, even when I was talking about the interview, was that we never know. I mean, I don't know who wrote the song. Like sometimes I don't know who wrote Man Enough for Me, to be really honest. I just found out that Superwoman, the song by Karen White, was actually written by Babyface. So sometimes these songs are not even written by women. They're written by men, and the man probably is selecting who he would like for the song to go to. Um, and so it's that part as well. And I don't know how I feel about men not wanting to see women feel empowered. I mean, I don't know if that's a separate conversation or if that's the same conversation, but I don't know. I started thinking about all the songs over the years from my generation and even before, the songs that are like classics, like Respect from Aretha Franklin. I mean, that's a song that's kind of, a demand for respect, right? As your wife, your woman, right? So there were some other songs. I know he mentioned Superwoman in that interview, and like I said, Babyface, whom is a man, wrote the song. And then, yeah, let me know some of the songs that you guys feel that are songs that are empowering for women in the comments. Um, so yeah, TLC's No Scrubs. And I don't know if that's so much of an empowering song, but it is in a way because women are saying, this is what I want, this is what I'm willing to accept, this is what, I'm not going to accept. And so I guess in that way it is empowering. And then I think he mentioned Beyonce's Single Ladies. Um, and I still don't get how a man hearing these songs would bother them, to be honest. And since I'm not a man, I really can't speak to that. But I feel like the songs that I'm naming, they're pretty much universal, right? I mean, any woman can feel that way if she's dealing in a certain experience with a guy. And so, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that when to hear men sitting around going, "Oh, but these women were making songs like, can you pay my bills?" Right? And ain't nothing going on but the rent. I mean, the lady is just saying, the bills are high, right? If you can't come in and meet me halfway with these bills, then there's nothing else going on. I don't see where that's an issue or why it would be an issue. If people can explain that to me, I'm more than willing to listen to the explanation. But I just feel like that was maybe just something to say. But the thing about that interview that I also found interesting was that Tiny and Candy wrote Bills, 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 and they wrote the song for TLC, Scrubs. So I started thinking, oh, that's the real reason that he did not want to air that interview because as I was going back through the interview to pick up, and I wasn't able to even upload the clip that I was going to use, so it's fine. If you guys want to go over to Ti's platform, you can watch it over there. But I just wanted to get the part where he was saying that the whole thing about these women have the nerve to make songs, right? Making demands, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. How to feel about people feeling like women should not have rights. And I think that that's why that whole conversation and the whole platform that he had going over there, it just kind of bordered on ridiculous in that way that you think that women don't have a right to happiness, they don't have a right to want anything at all. Uh, it was just, yeah, I don't know. But I picked up on the fact as I was thinking about songs like that, and I was like, oh, you know what? Tiny and Candy wrote those songs, and T.I. is married to Tiny. So it's kind of weird that he would sit there and allow this man to say some of this stuff because he could not possibly have been in line with what KS was saying because of who he's married to, right? That's my opinion. That's what I think. And so I think that's probably the real reason why they didn't air that because he definitely named Scrubs. And I think the lady named Scrubs as well. And then they came back at the end of the interview because he says there ain't nothing going on but the rent time. He said that about 3 times. I'm saying if women don't look a certain way, that they have no business making demands and, saying a little nasty stuff like that. But then if a woman says that, right, if a woman says you got to pay to play, then somehow, that's wrong. And you need for this person to come in and put you in your place. Because that's kind of how they talk, right? That's kind of how they were talking in this interview. And that's how they talk in that whole Black Manosphere conversation. um, and I mean, if you buy into it, you buy into it. If you don't, you don't. But I just thought the whole song thing was interesting because there have been some songs that have been empowering for women. Like "I'm Every Woman," I feel like that's one of those songs. And Beyonce, like he names Beyonce's "Single Ladies." If you wanted it, you should have put a ring on it, right? And so, yeah, these songs are empowering in that way to say to women that don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Don't be afraid to seek out happiness for yourself without looking for approval from other people. You need to understand what happiness means to you. And so I never took these songs in a negative way, but when someone's not for you, they are not for you, right? Um, I don't know, that's just my opinion. I think that some of these men are bitter, however, probably from based on some of their experiences with women. And so they're now using this brush from whatever experience they had with all women. That's kind of how I take it because I don't really get. What the conversation really was with that. But I it kind of connected to me like, oh, okay, so he didn't play this interview because Tiny wrote those songs. And how can you sit in this lady's house probably or wherever, um, or and I'm married to her and you're saying these things. But then I don't think that he really thought about who wrote the song. He just felt like those songs represented women empowerment, so they somehow are wrong. Um, but I don't feel that way. And could you guys name some other songs that you feel like might be empowering for women? I thought Mary J. Blige, Not Gonna Cry. I thought like maybe that was one, or No More Drama, right? Definitely, I feel like Mary was someone who represented that, and Beyonce. And I'm pretty sure, if he wasn't afraid to say what he wanted to say about her, he probably would have said a whole lot of stuff. But I think that people, they feel that there is a protection around, her brand to where you can't say anything about her. And so I think a lot of people, even outside of the industry, are kind of, like feel like they can't say anything. And so I think that's why he went back to the whole "Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rain," which is a classic song, right? Um, and so, and it kind of has the same message as the "Bills, Bills, Bills" song, which was written by Tiny and Candy, and Single Ladies. It kind of has that same feel to that type of song. And so, I guess he felt like, well, I can use that one because it's very close and near to what these ladies are saying today, as well. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting that, for whatever reason, he didn't air that interview. And that was a very old interview because, in the video, Kevin says that he had 300,000 followers at that time. And you guys know he got up, once he went viral, he shot up to 1 point something million. So that had to be in the year before last, like maybe that ended when I probably figured out who he was, somewhere in there, because he was at like 200 and something thousand when I started seeing his channel, when I discovered him. Um, and I think that's kind of around the same time that Clubhouse came on the scene. If you guys remember that, Clubhouse came up and everybody couldn't get on there. So yeah, it was kind of like the end of what, 2020, I think. It was somewhere around there when he probably interviewed him, or early 2021. Um, but yeah, I think that once he realized that, okay, I probably can't put this out here, because he's kind of saying that when he's saying these women got a lot of nerve to put these songs out, he's talking about my wife, right? Because they are the ones who actually wrote the songs, and delivered them to these artists. And so, yeah, that's kind of funny. And so it kind of makes you wonder if Ti even believes any of the stuff that he was sitting there entertaining, because your wife can't have this level of strength as a woman, and then you feel like there's something wrong with that. To me, that's a little bit, of a contradiction. And then, yeah, you have to wonder how she felt about hearing them bring up the songs. And so I am curious to know how she probably was feeling about hearing them bringing up the songs that she co-wrote with Candy, in that video, in the interview. But let me know what you guys think about the topic, and if there are some other songs that you can think of that were songs that were kind of empowering for women. And then, to be honest, there were songs like that for men as well, right? I think the song when, "If You Think You're Lonely Now," he's definitely saying, I can't be in two places at one time. I can't give you the attention you want and go out and be able to afford the things that you want as well. And so I kind of feel like that's kind of one of those songs as well, right? And I feel like men probably feel like they can relate to that song. And so, I don't know. I think that, you know, people just wanted to do what they were doing and just cause, unnecessary confusion between men and women with, saying certain things. But I am curious to know how Tiny felt about them, saying that about the songs that she wrote. But let me know what you guys think about that. And let me know if there's some other songs that you could think of. I was trying to think of some other songs that I felt like were, empowering. I definitely feel like Shaka Khan's "I'm Every Woman" is probably one of those songs. Um, yeah, it's probably a few of them. I feel like "Respect" is definitely one. And then Aretha had a few songs like that as well. Aretha Franklin, Mr. Do Right. Um, No, if you want a do right woman, you have to be a do right man. Like, that song is definitely a song that I feel like people can relate to in relationships, right? And so yeah, she definitely had those type of songs as well. So she was the queen of soul, but she definitely was someone who, was a woman that stepped out to empower women, right? She also had the song with Annie Lennox, "Sisters Are Doing It for Themselves." So yeah, she was someone I would definitely have to say led the way in that way. Then there's some other people that have songs like that as well. Like I was saying, let me know some of the songs that you guys can think of in the comments, and how do you feel about men even saying that they would have an issue with a song like that? Like I said, especially since they have songs like that as well, right? They have songs that I'm sure speak to them, or that they all feel like they, can relate to. And regardless of race or anything else, regardless of anything, like I feel like men can relate to certain songs because they may feel these things from time to time, right? And so that's how I feel about some of the songs that he was talking about. Um, I think that it's ridiculous if you're trying to say a woman requiring a man to have employment is a problem. You really are trying to just, keep up some nonsense. That's just my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about this, and let me know some songs that you feel like are empowering for women or for men. And I'll see you guys in the next video.